Hey everyone, it's Roy Cruz and Terry Cruz here. Welcome to the second game of the NHL Inregular Season 26 tournament on EA Sports. If you already recalled it from the first game, it was the New York Islanders that stunned down the Devils with the start of the period. But therefore, the New York Islanders have been one of the best to take over from the New Jersey Devils. It was the top score, 3-0. Nothing to say before, but it was pretty long way down since the Devils didn't find any goals to have it. It was one of the great defenders that they did anything that's more out of their control.
But this time we're going to the third versus the sixth seed here, as now it is the San Jose Sharks facing against the Calgary Flames, and they're playing at SAP Center in San Jose. The part of tonight's goaltender is Askarov, and the other side is Dustin Wolf for the Calgary Flames on the other.
Let's have a look at the X Factor players. As for my next broadcast partner, I have his test tube along with Infamous Beast, and crossing the center ice is Battery. They'll be joining us here for tonight's game.
Here are the startups for the Calgary Flames, as Dustin Wolf is all dialed in, reflexes on the consecutive saves on the other. Jonathan Herbedew, which is the tape-to-tape zones, and powerful passes the other way. Miguel Backlund with the quick draw and the quick pick. Blake Coleman with the big crank dominating the puck protection. Morgan Frost with the early edges and the quick release. Ryan Strome with the tape-to-tape zones on the powerful passes. Then it's Victor Olofsson, transferred from the Golden Knights, will now have to see what this can take for the quick release on deceptive quick shots. And finally it's Joel Farabee. The pressure is building the shot.
Now let's go over to the other side of it for the San Jose Sharks. The other hand, you have is Macklin Celebrini with the early edges and the quick release to tape zones. Will Smith plays as one of his better majority of the game, and he has his own tape-to-tape zones with the powerful passes. Dmitry Orlov with the Gipster and the Warrior have a pain-resistant performance. William Eklund with the early edges and the tape-to-tape zones. Tyler Toffoli with the quick release and big tipper, and Alexander Wemberg with the tape-to-tape zones and the powerful passes. Only Kerfoot Sherwood, transferred from the Vancouver Canucks, he's now joining us with the Sharks. He makes a spark plug to show how he gets. Then it's Mario Ferraro with the Warrior on the pain-resistant performance. Then it's Nick Leddy, the transfer from the Pittsburgh Penguins with the early edges and the extended pass on the breakout. Then we have is Philip Kurashev from the tape-to-tape zones, and lastly is Barclay Goodrow. Big Greg dominating puck protection.
That's it for the starting lineups. Let's go down to San Jose. Game 2 of the Rating Regulation Tournament of the NHL.
And we'll see you back later, folks, for the intermission and a post-game show.
Flames, Sharks, coming up next on EA Sports.
A place to be in SAP Center. Hi everybody, I am Test Tube and I am here with my broadcast partner with Infamous Beast and Battery. Game 2 of the Inregular Season Tournament as we are underway in San Jose. Puck is dropped and we are underway, ready to start for another matchup. It's the Inregular Season Tournament on NHL 26. Starting goaltenders right in the range is Askarov and Dustin Wolf on the other side. We have Celebrini defined again to start off by Orlov, and Kevin Bell will start things off for the Calgary Flames. Shots blocked starts off with Graf. The rebound here, this one will pick up around the other way. The rebound by Klingberg. Klingberg back to Whitecloud, finding it again to Backlund. He'll start off the Kevin Bell shot. Big glove stoppage, but there will be an interference. This is going to be a no-goal of the game. Yeah, I can definitely tell you now. I mean, somebody is happening over there and right toward the center, and he is right cut into squeeze, and that is going to disqualify hard to have that first goal for the Calgary Flames. I know it's a little bit early right now, but that's going to definitely take him out. Nope, no goal made, because he was definitely right in the middle. And watch where Whitecloud is. He got stuck up, and Coleman tried to save him out and try to blind it. That's going to be an interference call. Good start means that it's a great start for the San Jose Sharks, as no goal starts up for Calgary Flames. He was pretty close on the call of it afterward. You're never going to see it. You're never going to believe it. But that is a great way to have that one start off for the Sharks to keep that one out. Here's Frosty Everway for the Flames. And now here's another one to Klingberg, finding it again to Orlov. Looks again to Graf. Graf all the way down, now finding to Celebrini. Smith shot, saved by Dustin Wolf. That will be his first save of the game as Coronado finds Sarankovic. A shot made, saved up by Askarov. Klingberg the other way, can't clear it out. This will be the first penalty on cross-checking for the Flames.
Penalty on Calgary, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Okay, Frost had that one locking it up, and then here's the problem with that. Back on the other end of it, you got to trip them over, and that is where it's definitely going to make that one the first penalty kill for Calgary Flames. 2:31 was the time and the penalty for Morgan Frost. Power play starts for Calgary Flames on the Sharks. Sharks definitely do have a lot of big opportunity advancements with. They're just going to have to try to do all that they can. But this is the part of the forced effort to try to have a power play goal. They're going to start and see what they got. Backlund back to Smith. Smith shot glove save by Wolf. Wolf will stop things here with only 17-16 remaining in the first period to have that one dialed in. As we look at it, William Eklund, he has that sharp edges and a tape-to-tape zone. He's one of the better performances of this effort. Not to mention, Lee, that William Eklund is really doing all of his can, despite this effort, and changing it off. Well, you may have to see about this, but William Eklund has really been doing a lot of big bumps lately. They don't seem to do it carefully, but they definitely pull it off on the track. I really have to say for this one now, there's no stopping this advantage, and they've got a lot of deep concerns about it. For the Sharks, it's William Eklund. He's playing it for terrific games of the season. Now he will have to see about it, how he will do on the other side of that. San Jose the other way in Calgary territory as Smith enters. Finds the fully shot saved by Wolf. Lambert to find the shot, saved up, he scores! Tyler to Foley. It's a power play goal for the Sharks. They're on the board. 1-0. Well, watch what happens for Tyler to Foley. This only rebound goes right toward the back. Watch this backhander. That fuels it up, and it starts with the first goal. Just look how confidently they give it to Tyler to Foley. This one is right in the rebound, and it just goes completely off from it. The pipe and then right into the net. That doesn't seem to do for anything, but that is the first part of the pass by Wenberg. And watch this play goes right into the middle. When this is a lot of shot effort, stopping on Wolf, there's that rebound from Tyler Foley. He has that wraparound and goes right back into the net. You can't make a miss. You can't let it go wrong. San Jose starts up with a 1-0 lead over Calgary Flames. Start off with only 3:43 time on the goal. That is 1-for-1 for the Sharks power play. Joel Farabee, pad stayed up by Askarov. A center for our senior gift to grab the upgrade to Celebrini. Macklin Celebrini in the middle on the backhand, saved by Dustin Wolf, and Whitecloud will run it again to Kevin Ball.
And by number 21, Alexander.
Calgary the other way as Miguel Blackman finds Whitecloud and sends to Joel Farabee. He'll have that pass to Coleman. Coleman shot saved off of Askarov, but then this time rebound scores. Joel Farabee, as they have tied it up, and it's already on the start of really soon. After a goal on the power play, we'll get tied up. Just look what happened to Joel Farabee on the backhander. This is a rebound in, got that pulling procrastinated and procrastinated up, and this is what happens with Joel Farabee. He was right in in the middle. He could not really keep up in this game, and then this is a slowdown. That's definitely going to go back to Joel Farabee. Got that one racing it in, and that is a big impact. So the Sharks have tied with the Flames. It is a 1-1 game. As looking for a leadoff goal. Didn't start looking to appearance on that. They're starting to have that first look to have that leadoff in the start of the first period. Didn't see where it was going for Askarov, but the start of it does happen to be all of it. Lots of time to left to play in this period. The energy is a start level for a 1-1 game in San Jose. Now to win for the Sharks is Mario Ferraro stuck on the board. Will kick it up across. Whitecloud with the rebound for the Flames. Coleman shoots. He knocks the goalpost. The rebound by San Jose. Backlund finds Bale. Bale shot off the blade of the stick. Coleman given away by William Eklund. He sets to Missa. Missa with a new change-up for the Sharks. Tyler Toffoli enters back into Calgary territory and a blocker save by Wolf. Caught a snatch! What a dialed-in effort for Dustin Wolf. 13:50 to go in the first period. Well, that happened to be Dustin Wolf. It is a big honorable to have that start out. That is a great goal to have that off, but this was denying the effort for Dustin Wolf. He wouldn't believe that. And rebounds and he scores! Tyler Toffoli. It's unassisted and it is a 2-1 lead in San Jose. I gotta look at the rebound list again, and then what happens to Tyler Toffoli? Off the defender's stick, and then Tyler Toffoli gets away with this, and then he goes right into the net. I didn't see how he was going to get it off of that, and this one save, watch what happens to Toffoli. He goes right into the net. Good. That just got away with that. That's simply like a runaway shark, and then trying to eat one right away. That's a beat. As he has two, the spice with the crowd. Tyler Toffoli has already had 2 goals in the first period, and remember seeing if it's 3 enough for him. Here's Misa. Knocked him right toward the wall. The rebound by Coronado. Calgary will have it the other way as Kuznetsov. Sarankovic with a big body slam down. Klingberg given away by Parade. And here comes the Flames. Knocked him around from the wall, around the net. Finds Klingberg. He looks it over. Deep out of his zone. Icing will be on San Jose Sharks. Under 12:30 remaining in the first period, it's still 2-1 game. Alright, let's go over to center ISO, and now center up is Battery for the start of it for Tyler Toffoli. Well, Tyler Toffoli had a lot of great start. It was never but they believed in. Just never minding this, and then what happens with the only first period, he has conquered it all with 2 goals in this game. You have to start with believing it if you really wanted to play better. That's for Tyler Toffoli for tonight, guys. And what to say for it, for the sharp, early edges, is a great way to start it all. We're really hoping to see how Tyler Toffoli can handle, but tonight's often can play it like they did for the beginning. I'll be keeping an eye out here for Tyler Toffoli for this next goal. Back to you guys. Thanks, Battery. Now back over to Will Smith. He finds it over to Macklin Celebrini. Parake will find it to Sarankovic as we pass 11 minutes in the first period. Shot stopped by Askarov. Near the goalpost and out, Askarov will have another save of the game. Let's have it the other way. As now for the Flames, we have is Mark Coronado. Mark Coronado is really one of the change-off to have some power in its effort. What makes it clearly is only the unstoppable force. What he knows about it is really one of his better defenders that really started it all. It doesn't play afterward until it gets it right. We're sure enough how this will do to keep playing it from afterward, outside zones, and in coverage. We'll have to hear what happens with Mark Coronado to have some sharp, early edges on the turn to see how it turns out. I'll be keeping an eye on here on Mark Coronado along the way. Back to you. Flames back in the offense zone. Connor Zary with nobody to look. Sherwood now finds it over to Alex Wenberg. Got to see this to believe it for Alex Wenberg, and he's really starting to get that pass off play quickly. Great save by Dustin Wolf. Right near the net, Dustin Wolf will hang on with passing a midway mark in the first period. Lots of time left to be played in this period. Sharks lead it 2-1. Now here's the win for the Sharks. Backlund the other way, now finding to Coleman. Blake Coleman to find the Farabes, and a shot stopped by Askarov. Taken under 9 minutes in the first period, as they'll have another slider glide ready to go. So a lot of opportunity here to find for the Flames to tie this up. It's still 2-1 San Jose. The win as Dickinson will find a pass again over to Marchenus, and Misa will have it front. Bale goes back to Miguel Backlund. Toward Wayne. Farabee shot. Stopped by Askarov. 8:28 to go in the first period. is they'll have another reinforcement to have it for the Flames, and they'll be ready for another puck drop. Misa wins the draw. Sharks will take it out of here. Misa will now find into Deshanius. And now here's Toffoli. Toffoli has 2 goals in regular season tournament, but despite the look for 3, he wants to have it another one. Big smackdown in the Sharks territory. It's back to William Eklund. What a big knockdown. That Shark's going to give a hunger off to the Flames. It doesn't start off perfectly. Blocked the shot. Rebounded by the Flames. Farby. Back to Perry. Bale. Outside zone. Poked it out. Rebound by the Flames. Sends it out of here. That will go right into the Flames territory. Calgary as Kevin Bell around the pass to Perry. Blake Coleman the other way. Pulling a rebound is now back to Joel Farby. Farby in zone, glove save by Askarov. He stops it with a nice snatch, and with under 6:30 to go in the first period, it's still a 2-1 game. You gotta love that effort here. That gloving is a great save by Yegor Askarov. That is one of a big, impeccable draw motion. Askarov has really been seeing this, but that is a great shot on range, and he took it all when he can. You cannot believe how Askarov is doing this. Askarov with another big saves with 13 over 12 shots on goal, and they're starting to look for the piece to see what it takes. The win here by the Sharks is now this one gets back to Graf, and now they're back in the Flames territory. Another chance, broken to play. This one goes all the way back. Sharks will regain the group. Klingberg took it down right away. Blomberg, unlucky bounce, but stopped by Askarov with under 6 minutes remaining in the first period. They're starting to get a lot of unnecessary with that drop down. They're really seeming like this is going to be definitely how bad it's going to get. With the win by the Flames, here's the shot. Big stop made on the pad by Askarov. Knocked him down clearly. Another save. Stopped by Askarov. And another save by Askarov. That's 3 in a row. Fans really looking at this with pleasure. This is the crowd rumble. They really are stopping this one to go big. Will Smith back to Celebrini. And goes with the shot glove save by Wolf. Under 5 minutes in the first period. And they'll have another buck truck ready to go in the Calgary territory. You can see what happened with Sarankovic. That is a big knockdown by Will Smith in the center ice. That really definitely took a lot of bruise control. That's a big drive on collision. That is on Isaac Newton's law. The third generation, that makes him knocking them down and go over it. They won't believe in how they're going to absolutely going to get that mess off. This playing effort is not going to change anything. And here's Sarankovic the other way for the Flames. Finding DeFrost. Shot stopped by Askarov, and there will be a tripping on the Sharks. Orlov's in the penalty box. This will be the power play start for the Flames. Look how he's playing it. And he was trying to block the shot.
St. Louis,
and then he almost gets tripped, and then this one goes down in endo. Now that happens to be Orlov. He's in the penalty box now. Never of the crowd don't like this effort, and this will be the first power play to start off for the Flames. With the win by the Flames, this one stopped by Askarov, and that one was the time of the penalty. It was 16:40, 16:20 on a time of the penalty for the Sharks, as they really are starting to get that appearance. Unlucky play effort. Didn't really think it was going to happen, but well, let's see what they choose to do. If they're going to try to fix it or try to pull back and get another rebounding effort. We'll see how they definitely will do for it. I'm really wanting to see how the Sharks can definitely play on the shorthanded chance. That one is blocked and off the stick and goes right back to the glass. And Barclay Goodrow will now find DeFerraro. Shorthanded chance. And as Eklund shot's blocked, it's rebounded by Puri. Here's Frost. Flames will have some offensive room, finding to Victor Olofsson. Knocking in front. Frost taking a little bit of a whip here, and Eklund will skate it out. Chance on a short-handed goal. Moving around. Stopped by Wolf. It goes back the other way, and that finds the Farby. Under 3:30 remaining in the first period, Farby finds it. The break shot stopped by Askarov. Farby In chance, Parade shoots, saved by Askarov. 3:12 remaining in the first period with 30 seconds on the power play. They'll get another change off. Well, the breakaway changement only turned it out the other way. Watch when you did see this from William Eklund, and watch when Wolf is waiting. This is the patient when you get dialed in there. And then 12 in the save period, he really can get that one right off at the time. Cross got a rebound, he just keeps it flying afterwards. Flames still have to try to look for a power play effort. Just 1 for 1 for the Sharks, but not for the Flames. They're just going to have to try to keep on passing. Deflected off the defender's stick. Klingberg rebounds. Askarov will hold it here with only 3:01 to go in the first period. Flames may not be the better start of their year, but only one determines if they can definitely try to keep stealing it out to see what gets in. As a knockdown by Mark Modolin, he will sing it out, and the rebound by Ball. And the power play will end here as the Flames is 0 for 1 as Sharks regain the full strengthening group back to 5th. The 5 of the number really had to start it off for the Sharks, and the chance of a shorthanded effort was really not a choice. He really had started up there quickly, but that's where he was going to get to start off with the first period. This is a great start for the Sharks, and nothing was given it in the power play effort. Backlund finding Zari, and another save by Askarov. In middle, Zari, backhander, trying to get a little bit of a deflection, but that stays out by Askarov. Locked up in front, he scores! Connor Zari has entered it across and pulls the backhand to have that scoring for 2. It's now a tie game. One thing we noticed about Connor Zari, he was waiting and dialed in now, and Zari has never scored his goal of the season, and here's what he did. Goes right in deflection and right off to Zari, he picks it back up, and then this backhander tries to get a little trick off his eyes to have that goal and shot. That's big range for Connor Zari. He had that great goal. Look, watch where Askarov is looking. He doesn't see where the puck was coming. But then watch what this goes. The quick timing does not get a good save in this game. So it's now a tie game. Past 90 seconds in the first period as Parake now finds DeGraff, now finding the Smith. And Parake will send it on out of here. He'll try to make some great nifty move. Coronado shots on the pad, kicked out by Askarov. Last minute remaining in the first period, knocked the goalpost out of here, and rebounded by Frost. Frost taken away by Coronado. Backlund celebrating, goes down. Battles to fight for regaining the puck control in the wall. Rebound by San Jose. Will Smith the other way. Shot glove save by Wolf. 11.6 seconds remaining in the first period. They'll get another opportunity with another great goal on a chance. Just nearing down the end of the first period, it's all tied up. Sharks wins the faceoff. Rebound by Kuznetsov. Toffoli trying to beat and stopped by Wolf. And Kuznetsov will end the first period here. 2 goals for the Sharks and 2 goals for the Flames. We're all even. 2-2. Be back for the second period after the break. You're watching the Sharks hockey of the Inregular season tournament. Hey everyone, welcome to the first intermission of the NHL Inregular season tournament. A startup makes it clean, but this is the first part of each goals. They started out to have that pressuring it out right in the range. As we have a look at the action trackers here, there's a lot of hits going on, but some shots and some goals that were taking it in. Some long live the last. Doesn't really start out to be that clean, but it really does have to make a great effort to change it all. And the first part of each goals was Carney Zara, with Connor having a first goal and 2 goals for Tyler Toffoli. He's looking to have it when getting his 3 goals of his game, but it may not be easy enough if there is a choice option.
With the after the first period, it is 26 over 16 total shots on goal for Calgary Flames over San Jose. 17 over 16 for Calgary Flames to hit on the Sharks. 240 over 134 for the Calgary timeout attack. 89 over 77% here for the Calgary Flames. 14 over 9 for the Sharks of the faceoff win. Both teams had 2-minute penalty kills and 1 power play goal makes for the Sharks with 112. All right, let's set it up to you there, Terry. What about the San Jose Sharks? They're trying to keep that one out of here.
They're starting to have some little oopsies in the making, but it looks like they'll have to try to fix things up a little bit. This big notch may not seem to work, but it's definitely what Askarov is really trying to get some great saves. You mean, you got a lot of feeling, you have a lot of competition, but this is a great start off. I gotta say this, whenever you do four, you just need to keep on playing the action to do it over and over again. I'm pretty sure that there was a lot of huge fans that wanted to see the Sharks to come up with a leadoff in for the goal against the Flames. There might be one option, and it could be the other. Let's have your takes for you, Mr. Roy, for the Calgary Flames.
Well, Calgary Flames seemed like it was going to get off to a tight start of it, but as for the Wolf, he just kind of dialed in. He got a pretty good, decent amount of strong effort pacing. He wasn't really sure how he could definitely try to keep on scoring, but that's more like the better effort who doesn't get along with that. That can only be one problem with Calgary Flames, to keep that eye in effort. We'll see how this one changes with the next period.
Well, that's a lot of big ups and downs afterwards with the leadoff then tie. Leadoff then tie. That's definitely the end of the first period, but we'll see what the second period goes. Now let's go back to San Jose as Test Tube stands by for the start of the second period.
And we'll see you all later, folks, for the second intermission.
Welcome back as we're ready to get started for the second period in San Jose. We are back and ready to refresh our ice, hydrate our fuels, and let's bring back in to start for the second period. Alright, Infamous Beast, to start off for the first period has been a tying struggle. What's your take on that?
Well, to start off happened to be only the Flames that could definitely start getting the tie-ins on this release. We don't seem to counter us. We really are starting to have that one first pressure. No goal would do. The only matter of this one is bringing another goal to have its own lifetime. I mean, don't make anything that's out of the way. You really have a long strength, but this is a lot of big goals that are starting to get a lot of huge knockdowns lately. I'm worrying on this one to say about the San Jose Sharks. They're trying to have that first lead of it, but the Calgary Flames feel like, nope, we're not here for this. I bet this one is a better favorite to try to beat them out for the Sharks. Now let's see how they can definitely do to try to keep it from going.
As Kraft enters into Calgary territory, he finds Smith on a shot saved by Wolf. Here's Backlund the other way, finds it over to Strome. Send it deep to Victor Olofsson. Olofsson gets away with it. Strome shoots, saved by Askarov, and the rebound by Sharks, finding to Olaf. Big hit down here in Calgary territory to Sharks. Here's Olofsson. Finds Zari for two. Stopped by Askarov. Takes a stop, and it's only 17:07 to go in the second period. What a way to find Askarov and a great shot. There's nobody to try to continue it out, but the only being this crowd definitely sees that Askarov as one of his huge saves by stopping on Connor Zari. He really had 28 of his own. He didn't really think that was going to be enough. That definitely changes it all when he can. A lot of things measuring it out. It is still a 2-2 tie game. The win by the Flames. Fires a shot off the blade. And Askarov will try to send it out of here into the other zone. Calgary Flames with some new pressure regroupments. Eklund takes it over. Misa shoots it and it's deflected off the skater. And Toffoli with the rebound. Stopped by Dustin Wolf. Kevin Bell sends it deep. Icing's on Calgary. 16-16 remaining in the second period. Starting to have a little angry issue here for the Sharks. Well, Misa went down afterward, and this is a big hit. This one is blocking the shot, and then watch what happens. He just went into him limped. That could definitely make him hurt, and he's just going to have to run right to the bench. With Misa out of here, we'll have to wait for the updates at the start of the third period, and he's already in the locker room. Frost will send it over, and then with a replacement for the Sharks. We'll see how they change his numbers the other way. Sarankovic, nowhere to look. Sherwood back on ice. He finds the Goudet. That'll be his new replacement for Misa, the other hand. Kevin Bow, battling for the loose puck. Changes right back to Coronado. Gives Coronado a pass to Frost. Frost misses, swing and a miss. Frost rebounds it right toward the middle, saved by Askarov. And they'll have that one stopping in play with only 15:05 to go in the second period. Still no chance left here for the leadoff as we pass 5 minutes in the second period. With the win, shot saved up again by Askarov. So while Farabee trying to peak, shots, and another one is deflected off the skaters, and it's back to Alex Wettenberg again to Sherwood. Sharks back in the Flames territory as Sherwood in the corner. Finding Wimberg, saved by Wolf. Deny the effort here in the corner of the wall. Back to Alexander Wimberg. Oh, he would really have to be feeling that one here tomorrow. That can definitely just change it over with the first goal in the lead. Blake Coleman finding over to Backlund. Backlund shot kicked out by Askarov. And a shot stopped by Askarov. He'll stop it out here with only 13:48 to go in the second period. There's some great goalies defenders here. Wolf had a good start. Askarov had a good start. I mean, this is definitely a tie game, folks. You really have to watch when you definitely don't believe it. That one is kicked up on a blade and it's back to Parake. Parake battle along the boards. And now here's Orlov finding it again to Klingberg. He'll send to Goodrow. Goodrow will send it around the net. Behind the net. And here's Calgary again. Take a little bit of the bumble down here. And it's now back over to Kuznetsov. Over toward the other wing. Goes right to Coleman. Coleman goes right to Farabee. Farabee stick lifted. It's back to Ospachuk for the Sharks. Here's Orlov to find Klingberg the other way. Again to Ospachuk. Goudreau. Reshoots up by Dustin Wolf. 12:09 remaining in the second period. They're starting to look for the Furious on the first to have the 3-2 lead. You check it out here for Dmitry Orlov. This is where the biggest struggle happens to be. A big knockdown in. Well, I may have to take a look at it. Dmitry Orlov, when the transfer from the Kings, it may not be just only anybody, but he's like playing it for real. You can definitely have that one knocking off. Despite his goal effort, may not be anybody's start. They'll shoots, deflected off on a wall. Olofsson backhander save made again by Askarov and a rebound by Celebrini. He looks to Smith. Smith goes down. Sowery with the rebound finding Olofsson. He rings the goalpost the other way. Stomping the pad by Askarov. Now finds to Celebrini. 11 minutes remaining in the second period. Finding over to Graf. Graf shot stopped by Wolf. A shutdown by Victor Olofsson. Now the Flames will have some strength in numbers to find Bale. Send it all the way out. Offside is the call on the Flames, with nearing the midway mark in the mid-period. Still a lot of great chance opportunity here. 46/22 shots on goal for Calgary Flames over the Sharks. They're looking down for another 50-50 chance for the face-off puck drop. As Sharks won it, here comes Frost. Coronado shots again with the pad save by Askarov, and he poked it out. Tyler DeFoley will now find to William Eklund as we pass the midway mark in the second. William Eklund right into the Flames territory as blocked up by Bale. Regroupment on ice for the Sharks as Wenberg shoots a corner shot saved by Wolf. Pass over with 9:33 to go in the second period. They'll have some another strength in numbers to have that one keep on. Alexander Wenberg wins the draw. Get off his teammate. It's back again to Sarankovic the other way. Sarankovic in zone. Given away by William Eklund. And Wenberg. The pass is too deep for him as Coronado takes it off. Another big save play by Askarov. Coronado changes up and a stop by Askarov. all the way out. Icing on San Jose is the call. 8:45 left to go in the second period. They're starting to look for a big knockdown on a struggle. Now the win by Alexander Wimberg. And back again to Mario Ferraro. Hasn't found anything to score with in the regular season tournaments. To find the Wimberg, now finds the Tyler Toffoli. Toffoli fires that one around the net. Given a clear effort for the San Jose Sharks as he finds again to Klingberg to find Toffoli. Knocked him down. Rebound by Klingberg finding to Toffoli. That one is broken up. Farby finds to Backlund. Backlund in control. Back to Klingberg. Looks over again to Wingberg. Try to roll into William Eklund. William Eklund shot saved up again by Dustin Wolf. 7:15 to go in the second period. As they'll have another reinforcement again, another drive effort. They're ready for another puck drop. The win for the Sharks. Blocked by the big break on Coronado. Looks to Klingberg. Take him knocked down by Coleman. So here comes Hanley on the outside of his zone. This one's back to Orlov. And right to Graf the other way. Graf knocked him down, finding Klingberg. Looks to Graf. Graf shot stopped by Wolf. Under 7 minutes in the second period, they're still trying to have answers to have a leadoff for San Jose or Calgary. As we have a lot of games coming up for you, there are some big change-ups as we've seen some hugest intake action. As for our next part of the game, back in the Eastern Conference, there's big zones only coming in fruition as we get the Red Wings facing against the Maple Leafs as they're playing at Detroit. That'll be the next game underway. And then following along with the last part of the game, the Nashville Predators, and they are facing against Chicago Blackhawks. That'll be the first part of the two as the finishing that'll be later tonight here on Son of Beast. The future of the SOBeast Gaming and the Life. Descharniers now finds it over to Celebrini. Here's Celebrini. That one is caught up. Celebrini for the shot. Stopped by Wolf when they're in the final 5 minutes in the mid-period. So far, there's a lot of big rumors to take here. Calgary with 88 and 82 for the San Jose Sharks. Well, there might be a big back-to-back going on with the switch. I mean, I can't really say this now. I mean, whatever they did, I mean, they're starting to get a lot of comfortable scores. That's a big out chance. They never seem to do for Will. Celebrini finds the Graf. Graf to send a deep pass to Smith. Smith to Graf. Never saved by Wolf. And here's Frost. Oh, he took a big slam down. And a save by Wolf. Wow, what a fantastic on the motion. That's a sharp roll down. You wouldn't believe that, if you be honest with you. And here's Serenkovic flying over to Bale. Fires it deep. And a save by Askarov. Back to Strome. Flames with some new recruitments. Rebound by Serenkovic. Another save by Askarov. And Dickinson to send it off to Graf. He'll send it out of here to find Sherwood. Sherwood looking for the first part of the goal in the middle and straight. This one is blocked up by the defenders. And back out is Calgary Flames as Strome enters the Sharks territory. White Cloud shots blocked. Rebounded up by Coleman. Strome. Shot chance. Missed up on the opportunity. Alexander Wimberg. Back to Orlov. Again to Klingberg. Again to Ospachuk. Wimberg the other way. Offense trying to roll some strategies here. Another big save by Wolf. And here's another big chance to Goudet. Shot saved up by Wolf on a big dialed in. Blake Coleman the other way. The rebound picked up by Becklin and the save by Askarov. Rebound by the Flames. Parikh shoots, another stop by Askarov. Rebounded by Parikh again. Sharks can't clear it out. Coleman's got a piece, and Klingberg will send it out. Off and around net. Final minute of the second period. We'll have it again to Barbie. This is a big line change afterward. When you really are seeing this and you believe it, you cannot let it go swinging down. That's pretty much the same. They don't have to give that anybody an option. Whatever you do for it, you just really need to keep pushing it in. Don't make anyone that's right out of your line change to have some new regroupments and make bad turnovers again. Flames shoots another one, and the stop by Askarov on the Fire Canyon Blast. Osmachuk shoots it up, saved by Wolf, and therefore we end the second period. No scores in a lead for the Flames or Sharks. This will take to the second intermission, as you'll see what gets in. We'll be back with you shortly here for the third period after the break. Sharks 2, Flames 2. Hey everyone, welcome to the second intermission of the NHL Inregular Season Tournament. This has been a big chance so far, but it's not really much a lot that's going to take over and under. This is pretty much how big and concerns are, with no change-off on the option, and it can definitely be only one thing that will only change the matter. And as for the Flames and Sharks, they played really well, but the next part of the goal might change it often.
Here's how he did after the second period of the game. 48 over 31 shots on goal for Calgary Flames. It was 27 over 26 hits for San Jose Sharks. Then 523 over 304 Calgary time on attack. 86 over 82 percentage for Calgary Flames. 19 over 16 faceoff wins for the San Jose Sharks. And still no updates in the power play between both teams of the Flames and Sharks. Let's go over to you there, Terry, of the Calgary Flames. That's getting a lot of shots on goal. The stop on Askarov.
Well, Askarov has really given it some knockdowns in the effort. They are really starting to get it compatible to do for anything, but they really are starting to go blank to blank, knock to knock, and side to side. That's pretty much how they're really starting to get up for the Flames to have that one knocking in. I mean, this is a lot of shots. Shoot it across. There's plenty like blanks around here. I think this rebound may have to see what they're going to get to if they could try to answer it out. Let's hand it over to you, Roy, about the San Jose Sharks, as they already had that one appeared out to make up for the living.
Well, it seemed like that the Askarov team still trying to fight out, and it's just too many shots on goal for Calgary Flames. The defenders are really not picking up the pace here, which I know they're starting to do this, but Askarov is doing all his work. This is the big can opportunity that they really are starting to get too many efforts on the lane. They really weren't sure about what's going to be here. But more likely than not, they can't let it leave out in the zone for San Jose Sharks and trying to keep on messing with them. That's the life and improvement skill that they're going to have to do for.
We'll have to wait and see about this. And to find out about the third period, we'll have to wait and see what the third period gets to a lead to see what it gets. What's your take on this one here, Roy?
I'm going to say that the Flames might start up to get a lot of big concerns to have that lead over by the Sharks to have some pretty huge upsets. I think this is a big team that we are waiting on for. And how about you there, Terry?
The Sharks are going to definitely start waking its way off, so it's a 50-50% chance for both teams to make it to the second round, and we'll see what takes in for any action.
Now this will be another take, but wish you good luck for anybody.
All right there, Roy. I know what you got a feeling, but we'll have to wait and find out. We end the second intermission here, and we go back to San Jose. Test tube, it's all for you to finish off the third period.
And we'll see you all later, folks, after the game of the San Jose Sharks and the Calgary Flames.
We finish things off in the third period. Both teams are even. One goal will take the lead. Well, it's been a night here so far, and if you're just turning us here, we are all tied. And we'll see what happens where the leadoff takes for the third period. A lot of big comebacks afterward, but there is a lot of big, huge motion to shut them things down. Let's have your takes here what the second period happens for you, Infamous Beast.
Well, I only happen to be only one of it, and I gotta say that
This was a tight score. I am not concerned to how this one is really happening with the Flames. They're really starting to get that one banging. And over with the Sharks, it's going to kick a chomp. If they win this, they're definitely going to move on to the second round. They were really starting to look for the win, and they haven't passed the first round at all. But let me tell you this one here about Dustin Wolf. Shortstop is making it great, and this is another huge stop in this motion. You really didn't see it. The dial end was making a great, huge save. That really is a knockdown to have that in it. Suffice to say for Dustin Wolf, he has a lot of huge dialed in propencies. And as for now, this one gets back to Klingberg to find where it gets to the next position. We'll see what it changes on the other way. Celebrini. Shot when it's off in the defender's stick, and it's over again to Blake Coleman. Here's another chance for Backlund to find again to Farabee. Farabee. Right over to Backlund. On the shot, missed wide. Over the other way, now finding Klingberg. Smith. In zone in the Calgary territory. Swing and a miss here. And rebound by Celebrini. Oh my gosh! What a diving play by Dustin Wolf. Stops it with only 17:30. I didn't believe this one here. Dustin Wolf was flying that fast. He snatched it very quickly. He dives it. And it's just how he was able to do for this. That's a quick snatch. He snatched it and he just had another great save. I can't believe it. 21-16. Face-off wins for the Sharks. Still an even game. Now the Flames take it over as now Kevin Bowell now finds Sarankovic. Enters the Sharks territory. It's another glove save by Askarov. And here's Klingberg. He'll find again to Eklund. Eklund looking for help. Fire around the net. Kevin Bowell knocking him down. White Cloud finding again to Coronado. Flames whipping down for him numbers. Sarankovic shots blocked. And rebounded up by Wimberg. The Sharks are back in the Flames territory. Back to Eklund. Shot saved up by Wolf. Only 16:30 remaining in the third period. Odd bets this time. The Flames are starting to look for an upset. But it looks like the Sharks may be the favorite team to win. Well, it's a lot of big save by Yegori Askarov. That was one of the huge, remarkable saves. His player tonight really turned it all to be anybody's favorite. Askarov has huge, lots of showing crowd fans, some favorites. This is really what Askarov makes. A lot of change on opportunity on the same. So far, it's still a tight game. No leadoff scores yet. And now, here's the Flames. Is now Parikh. We'll have it along the other way. Send it around the net. And here's another change-up now finding to McMuldolan. San Jose out of the zone. And now here's Wimberg. On the rushing speed. Finds Eklund shot blocker again by Dustin Wolf. And a rebound by Reeves. Reeves in his zone. Knocked him down. Rebound by Zari. He sets up. Now finds Olofsson. Olofsson in zone. Change off. Stopped by Askarov. And it's under 15 minutes in the third period. I do have an update here from Battery. We'll see what happens with Misa. As now, it's all for you. Alright, thank you so much. And with that being said, the only kid out of this game happened to be Misa. His end of it and his questionnaire is concerning on the block. As the knee is trying to be dropping and it's now limped. This one is the end of his night to have that one kicking it off. The only thing that we really are seeing is Misa. And he's not really been playing a lot of his huge chart of his percentage of the goal. No change-up, not offense and defense motion. It really limps and makes it hurt to have it on scale. This could definitely be hurtful to the painkillers that could definitely try to knock things out. We'll see what happens with that in for the next couple of games if Sharks win in the first round. Well, as for Misa, we wish him for a speedy recovery. Back to you, Justin. Thank you so much, Misa. As for Misa, he will be finishing it up, and that will be his own night to finish things in. No matter what he does, it's for anybody that he does. It's a big change off and you really get to do for. I mean, everybody will miss on Misa to try to change things up. It could definitely be hurtful and pain. Here's to Charniers. Fires it. Another big save on a blocker by Wolf. And another change off by Pupsip still. Hanley the other way with 12:30 to go in the third. Here's Farabee. Sends to White Cloud, and this one goes slamming and off the wall, rebounded up by the Flames. Dickinson takes it over. Now you will have a little bit of discouraged to find something happening in room after this opportunity. A save by Wolf and pops him still. Passes it again to Backlund. Backlund. No sauce pass to anybody in middle. And another save by Askarov. Again over to Descharniers. You'll find it to Goudet. Flings it out of here. Around the boards. Battling for the loose puck is on Parikh. Rebound by Goudet. Another hit for Calgary. Whitecloud finds it over to Pupsip still. Shoots it off the wall. Back behind the net. Sharks will get a new regroup here. Dickinson finds the Goudet. San Jose in the Flames territory. Another save by Wolf. With the rebound finds to Foley. Chance in middle. Saved by us. By a saving play on Wolf. To Foley. Trying to look for three. Whitecloud given away. Off the wall. Rebounded by Parikh. And Farby. Past the midway mark in the third period. Has it off to Strome. Strome shoots. Saves by Askarov. You hold things in with nearing the 9:30 remaining in the third period. So far, 32 over 30 hits in the game. It could definitely be a knockdown to have it brutal. Now the win for the Sharks. Klingberg limps it off across. Orlov finds the Graf. Graf enters the zone in Calgary territory. This one gives it away. Flames with no strength in numbers. What a stop by Askarov. Under 9 minutes remaining in the third period, they're starting to look for a comfortable leading score between the Flames or the Sharks. Morgan Frost, we've seen so much of a big effort. This energy may be a lot harder than you think. Do you think that might happen? Well, I don't think so. I think they're playing it so much of a hard abusive in this. Morgan Frost, he's really trying to show it off. He could definitely kick it off a range. He was not really seeing it how it's possible. Smith, cut in motion, saved by Wolf. Back to Celebrini. In middle to Smith. Deflected off the defender's skaters, and it's back to Coronado to find it over to Mata. Mata, back to Coronado. Coronado enters the zone. Sarankovic stopped by Askarov and rebounded by Klingberg. He'll send it off to Macklin Celebrini. Under 8 minutes remaining in this third period. This one is stopped by for Wolf. And we'll hit the mark here with only 7:40 remaining in the third period. Macklin Celebrini so far. He only makes that one with one of the piece, but his assist might show things off if he can definitely get it off to it. I mean, this is the strength and number of it. You got to show this off in time if you're going to do it. Middle shot saved by Wolf. Frost again. Give him my grab. Mata blocks a shot. Here's Coronado the other way. Shoots it, saved by Askarov. 7 minutes remaining in the third period. Sarankovic. Parikh. Back to Klingberg the other way. Here for the Sharks. Can't get a clear out as Strome will send to Sarankovic. Knock him with the hip. Beauty. Sarankovic. Pass up to Coleman. Shoots one, saved by Askarov, and it's back to Celebrini. Back to Sherwood. Sherwood the other way. Block saved by Wolf. Knocked down in Endo with only 6 minutes remaining in the third. Pretty much to say how it is when you only think about it now, but that's where Dustin Wolf is making it dialed in with a great effort. Can't get away with that loose piece. The win by the Flames. And now here's Parade. Knocked him over, finding Olofsson. Oh, he took a slam down almost near to the bench. Strome, Olofsson, gloved and snatched by Askarov. That's quick timing to need it. But the knocking helmet, that may be on the Flames to have it knocking in it. Still a lot of chance here for the Sharks or the Flames to have that goal. It's still an even game. And another big drawing face-off win for the Flames. And he's trying to hold things up. Knocked him down. Farby in middle, sticked him up. Sharks clears it out by Buffoli. Mario Ferraro to find Eklund, shoots it deep, saved by Wolf. Back to Parade with under 5 minutes remaining, presented by Discover. Kuznetsov finding the Backlund. Backlund. Over in front. Kuznetsov shot and he scores. Miguel Backlund has scored with his deflection. And they're now taking the lead. Miguel Backlund wasn't seeming to do the trick of it. Watch when this deflection goes up. Miguel Backlund was waiting impatient, and then there's deflection on the goal. They had gotten it pretty quickly, and that one turned it over to be the other way. You wouldn't believe this, but that start-off race can definitely change it all. Watch what happens when he outside of it. As Kuznetsov with the shot, deflection goes right past to Askarov. That's another great goal. Despite with the big lead, Backlund has scored it and now have leaded it up in the third period. They wouldn't believe it, so I mean now the Flames are going to have to start doing some a lot. Attacking emotion is a lot of great shots on goal, but the Sharks definitely are starting to have some little answer problems to this. They cannot let it lose in. Askarov stops that one with only 4:08 to go in the third period. Miguel Backlund was seemingly doing the trick. This is only one of his best play of his performances, and now you just had no idea how he could definitely do it. Askarov was really seemingly that Backlund was really giving it nice and well, but then this one messes it and got a little dirty play of it, and then the deflection really made it all. A lot of time left for the Sharks, still looking for a tie game in the effort, and it's now a 3-2 lead, Calgary. The win for the Flames, here's Parade. Parade loses that one, Backlund for two, stop again by Askarov. Kuznetsov now finds the Backlund outside the Parade. Over the Coleman shot blocked and rebound by Reeves. Reeves the other way, keeps around the net. Rebound by Goodrow. Allen for the loose puck. Coronado kicks it out. Calgary back into the Sharks territory. Shots blocked. Orlov takes off. Back to Goodrow. In Flames is Goodrow. That one stuck it up, and it's now given again for the Flames. Here's Frost. Enters the attack. Back to Osnichuk. And finds Sherwood. Here's Orlov. Finds Goodrow. Back out is again Bale. With under 3 minutes approaching, Kevin Bale. Back to Coronado. Fires it. Big save by Askarov. Orlov the other way with under 2 minutes remaining in the third. Goodrow. Pass over is broken by Mata. Goodrow tries to take a shot, and this one is stopped by Wolf. Lundberg the other way with under 90 seconds. In middle shot, he scores! Lundberg is doing it all, and the fans are leaving their seats. It's now a 2-point lead for Calgary. It was all what they did now, and this is what happens with Lundberg, and this is another big screen on tape. Good job by the Calgary Flames, and then despite it of not making it to the first round for the Sharks, the Flames are going to take it over, and this is a big upset. We've seen Dank's part of it, and that really gives a glory of a shot. What a great chance by Lundberg, and this one is another great goal to have that one release. But so far, with big player of the night, who had done all the best? I will set it off the battery. Well, most likely it's just not a competition between a bit, and that's going to have to be on Dustin Wolf for tonight. It's really what the big master being dialed in. It's really what they all choose it to be outward and after. He's really starting to see how we can definitely change it up. But this quick motion is quick to make that dialed in after. We'll see how this takes him in the second round if he survives. Back to you guys. With under a minute remaining in the third period, the Sharks are trying to look for the answers back in. The win. Shot fires it over the net. And rebound by the Flames. Olofsson goes right back to Bale with 40 seconds remaining. And Strome will take it to Zari to send it deep. Empty net, and he scores. It's all she wrote. They upset the Sharks in San Jose, California. Connor Zary, empty net goal. Well, that's all they had. And as for Connor Zary, he sets it up and deep. And this one is the big motion, the whip. He fires it and got a score. You got to believe this crowd to the effort. Sharks exits the end of the first round as this one goes to the end of the road for San Jose. What a big night this was, and this wasn't easy enough. It only takes it out, and hey, test tube, it's been a great night here for San Jose. The only thing that time matters is only the shot to get to the next round. Big stop by Dustin Wolf. White Cloud will now send to Connor Zary. Zary has 2 goals to find Olofsson. Another big save by Askarov. But as for now, Goudet will not take it here. And therefore, the Flames will end its victory road win. They will beat the San Jose Sharks. It's not like what you said here before about Dustin Wolf. The big ones, that's the last game of the night. They beat against the Winnipeg Jets. But all that takes, he makes it up, and it's clearly on to the next round. Last Sharks hits the road as they thanks the fans for the crowd supporters. We really couldn't appreciate with that. And it only takes for one to spend a lot of time with the Sharks fans and the Flames. Well, thanks for joining us here, and I hope along my broadcast partner, along with Battery, and my side broadcast partner, Infamous Beast, I'm Test Tube. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you all fans for being here, and we'll see you all next season. Good night, everyone. All right, thanks, Test Tube. Calgary Flames takes on a road win. Here are the 3 stars. Tyler Toffoli with 2 goals and 3 hits. He only did for 2 in the first period, but it was not close enough to get the 3rd goal in time in the afterwards. Then the 2nd star player of the game, the other side of it goes to Yaroslav Askarov with 63 saves in this game. He only makes it one change into another. And a lot of big saves only changes what they happen. And your 1st star player of the game goes to Dustin Wolf with 49 saves in a row. That's a big finish as they upset San Jose Sharks 5-2.
Here's how he did after the total statistics of the game. 68 over 51 total shots on goal for Calgary. And it was 43 over 42 hits here for San Jose Sharks. 732 over 452 for Calgary Flames. They try to push it up the effort. 86 over 83 percentage on the passing effectiveness for Calgary Flames. There was 27 over 23 that only took it up for the San Jose Sharks with the face-off wins. Then, 2-minute penalty kill was both teams. Only 1 power play goal with 112 and no power play goal with only 2 minutes.
So that was definitely a big end of the night for Yaroslav Askarov and for the whole teams. This crew wouldn't be done without anybody to take over the lead. So therefore, the Sharks has ended up with their season. And as for the Flames, they will wait on this victory win to face against the Nashville Predators or the Chicago Blackhawks. This might be what their take is, but we'll see what it changes often if they can try to keep that one out.
Well, it could be anybody, but I believe that it might be Blackhawks that try to shut down the crowd. Let's see how that one changes.
Well, along with my broadcast partner, along with the crew, I'm Terry Crews.
And I'm Roy Cruz. We'll see you all for the next part of the game, and coming up later tonight will be the Red Wings against the Maple Leafs. Our next game here in Detroit to see what kicks on.
And for the next broadcast partner will be James Zabalski. He will be joining us here with Cheryl. And for the part of it, for intermission, we'll be joined in for Son of Beast. And the other side of it will be Boomer. So we'll see you all later there, folks, for our next part of the game for the pregame show and for the intermission and postgame show.
Coming up later tonight, it'll be anything that you know for. We'll see how that one changes.
So long for as a while as the NHL 26 of the gameplay dial of the Inregular season tournament.
If you don't, somebody will.